The man was just about to enjoy a home-cooked dinner with his family when he noticed something strange. 3 cars pulled up outside his house and immediately turned off their headlights. Years of assassination experience made him instantly realize something was wrong. Without time for explanations, he quickly urged his family to hide in the basement he'd prepared long ago. He immediately cut the power. Outside, several armed men in black formed a V-shaped formation and rapidly approached the house. They were the Russian mob's elite combat team, each carrying a CSG SG-552 assault rifle equipped with EOTech sights, flashlights, and Magpul LA-FG grips, a weapon that has made frequent appearances in action movies. The house was pitch black as he grabbed a baseball bat and launched a fierce attack on the enemies in the darkness, catching them completely off guard. After taking down 2 enemies with the bat, the man began using the terrain to his advantage, moving swiftly through the darkness to efficiently eliminate the next mercenary, even remembering to wipe the blood from his knife. Hutch used everything within reach as weapons to strike his enemies, while his home was being riddled with bullets from their CSG 552s. Although Hutch single-handedly took down several enemies, he was eventually outnumbered and knocked unconscious by a sneak attack from behind. He was locked in a car trunk. The combat team had suffered heavy losses. From over a dozen members, only 3 remained. While the 3 survivors were complaining during their return journey, they had no idea that Hutch had regained consciousness in the trunk. Fighting through the pain, he managed to free his hands from the handcuffs and grabbed a fire extinguisher to launch his counterattack. He kicked open the back seat and began spraying the mercenaries in the front seats. With their vision blocked, the car immediately lost control, spinning several times before crashing by the roadside. The man then climbed out of the trunk. Hutch was relatively unharmed, while the 3 thugs in the car were nearly dead, with only 1 barely hanging on. The man had no idea who this badass really was, so Hutch, for the first time in his life, revealed his true identity to a stranger. It turned out he was formerly a secret CIA assassin codenamed The Auditor. His job was to eliminate people who couldn't be arrested but needed to disappear. Hutch wanted to share his secret story, but when he looked down, he realized the man had already died. He rushed home and called his father to warn him that people might come after him. Surprisingly, his father smiled at the news, seemingly eager for someone to cause trouble. Meanwhile, 2 thugs had already arrived at the nursing home. They quietly opened the door to find the old man apparently asleep. Just as they were about to kill him, the old man suddenly opened his eyes. With one hand, he grabbed a man's gun, and with the other, he shot them both, taking out 2 strong men while sitting down. The old man was clearly a force to be reckoned with.
Come on, Davey. Please turn that shit down.
When Hutch returned home and turned on the lights, he found the place completely trashed. If his wife and kids saw this, they'd be terrified. The house was no longer safe for his family. Hutch cleaned himself up and changed into fresh clothes before letting his family out of the basement. Seeing the devastation and the barely alive mercenaries on the floor, his wife and children were shocked. His son could never have imagined that his seemingly weak and incompetent father was capable of such heroic acts. But as a top assassin, Hutch knew very well that this was far from over. He sent his wife and children to her parents' house, then proceeded to burn down their home to destroy the evidence.